Okay, get into this one a few hours later. Not a super instant reaction, but yeah, D'Lo going back to the Nets. The second D'Lo era in LA is over, and the second Nets one is about to begin. I don't know how long it's going to be, but it is about to begin. I would say the second era of D'Lo with the Lakers was overall probably fine, but day to day a bit of a roller coaster, which is pretty much sums up D'Lo. Of course, D'Lo's been coming off the bench lately. Lakers send 3 second-round picks as well as Maxwell Lewis. They get Dorian Finney-Smith as well as Shake Milton back. And I would like to spend a few minutes talking about the Lakers' defense because we all know that's the big thing with this, with Finney-Smith, a good defensive wing. Of course, he can also shoot 43% from 3 this season. That's a great number. The Lakers' defense has been pretty good lately. I know for the season they're 21st overall in defensive rating, and after that game against Miami, it was like, oh no, this looks really, really bad. Since then, they've had good defensive performances versus the Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Kings. They've played the Kings like 3 times in a week. It's like crazy. And the lineup that they've been going to lately to start games has been LeBron, AD, Reeves, Max Christie, and Rui. Now, it's been a little weird the past couple because in the Warriors game, AD only played like 7 minutes. LeBron didn't play in their last one against the Kings. But yeah, it's been good. And, Max Christie has been guarding the opposing team's best guards. In the Warriors game, he's on Steph. In the Kings game, he's on Fox. A little bit of Gabe Vincent on Fox as well. And Gabe Vincent actually just got hurt in the last game, so we're going to have to see there. Could be a big deal, could not be. He has been shooting better. But yeah, Christie, he was also on Ant in the Wolves game. You get it. From what I've seen, Rui typically is on like the better scoring wings, whether it's Wiggins, DeRozan. And yeah, the LeBron, AD, Reeves, Rui, Christie lineup in like 70-something minutes so far has a positive net rating of 14, and they have a defensive rating of 92. All really good numbers. And as far as specific stretches with this, like in their last one against the Kings, Christie had some good screen navigation plays to stay on Fox, or a great play where he steals a pass or tips a pass that's meant for Keegan Murray after coming around like a Keegan Murray-Sabonis screen. You got a great play where Rui blocks Sabonis after AD drops back on a Sabonis monk screen and, bodies up Sabonis, but Rui's got to come over. They also had just an amazing opening stretch defensively against the Grizzlies where between Christie guarding Ja really well one-on-one on drives, or LeBron chase down block on Desmond Bane, AD blocking Brandon Clark in a one-on-one, or just good switching to just cut off some of what the Grizzlies wanted to do. And in the Warriors game where AD had to go down pretty early on, you got a couple of Christian Koloko minutes, but you had a lot of like non-AD minutes, and they had to just figure it out. It's like, Gabe Vincent, you're on Draymond, so you can switch actions. LeBron had like a great closeout on Wiggins one time where, Christie's still chasing Steph around screens, but Rui like pressured Steph really well on one play for a turnover, or Austin Reeves helps out on Draymond at the rim and then he misses, and they found a way. That doesn't mean they haven't had stars go off on him. Like Steph had 38 in that game, but they've been making it work. And then while I haven't seen every Laker game this year, the feeling I've gotten when watching their defense is AD is dropping back a little more often on screens, where it felt like he was a little more switch heavy early in the season. Doesn't mean he never switches now. And it feels like they've been switching a good amount of like guard and forward screen actions, with probably more like getting around the screen if it's off the ball. And so can Dorian Finney-Smith fit into all that? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could put him on a wing, he can switch across a couple of positions, and if you need him to, like he can end up on a center for some possessions and you can work with that. He's good. I mean, sure, he's not going to compete for an all-defense team, but he should definitely help out everything they want to do defensively. And you think about some of the lineups here, they can go pretty big if they want to, between like LeBron, AD, Finney-Smith. Christie is, 6'5"? Like, yeah, he's more on the thin side, but still, he's not short for his position. You still got Rui. Reeves is still going to start. Don't get it twisted, but there's just a lot of lineup versatility here, and it gives you another nice-sized wing to just throw out there defensively. For his career, he's been good from 3, and this season he's been really good from 3. And then when it comes to anything off the dribble, it's mostly just attack open space if it's there, finish around the rim if it's there, otherwise just keep the ball moving. Now, of course, you do lose some ball handling and just off the dribble anything, going from D'Lo to Finney-Smith. And you got Reeves, who's got like 26 assists in the last 2 games. LeBron is still a genius. Still love LeBron. Haven't talked about him much in this video, but everybody knows I love LeBron. AD still handles the ball, where they will run some sets through him. We'll see if Gabe Vincent is hurt. He can handle ball handling. And then we will see if Shake Milton gives him anything off the bench. I mean, he has been pretty good lately for the Nets. And I get it. D'Lo can be a frustrating player, especially in the playoffs. But I think it still matters that they went from high minutes guy, even if he was coming off the bench, but still high minutes guy who had the ball a lot, to Finney-Smith, who's just a different player, a good player, but a different player. And I do think if you have a night where, let's say, LeBron is out, or maybe Gabe Vincent's going to be hurt here, then LeBron goes to the bench, and then, there could be lineups here where the ball handling does feel a little light. Cool stuff. The Lakers are firmly in the middle of the Western Conference, where a nice 3-game stretch or a bad 3-game stretch can have serious implications for you in the standings. As far as some contract stuff, Finney-Smith has a player option for next season of $15 million. that's like almost right on the cusp where I'm like, I don't totally know what he's going to do with that. Like, it's easy to imagine him just accepting that option, but also like, he's in his early 30s and he has been one of the more popular guys for teams to imagine trading for. Like, fan bases like all the time are just like, can we trade for Dorian Finney-Smith, all this stuff, right? So he could view this offseason as his last chance to get like a real contract, which I am sure the Lakers have taken into account with this whole thing. As far as D'Lo, he's got 1 year left in the deal. If I had to make a prediction, I don't think he's going to be on the Nets next season. As far as what happens the rest of this year, I don't know. Now, Cam Thomas is actually, I think, about to come back here. And so if you want to see the D'Lo Cam Thomas show, then I guess so. I mean, the worst thing that can happen for the Nets is that those two just get so many buckets that they actually win some games here. And then besides that, we just wait on Cam Johnson pretty much.